church, and it turned out that the VDC weekend was going to coincide with my furlough week. So I remember sitting in church saying to myself, well, I can't say for sure this is happening for exactly this reason, but it sure seems like it. It seems like a really good fit, and that was how I had the opportunity to go.
Well, it was our next door neighbor and very good friend. Him and his wife were telling us about VDC for several weeks.
Years.
Years.
I heard about Via de Cristo from my mom. She had just gone on a weekend in the spring, and it was really great for her, and she thought that I needed to go, so I went because she told me to.
I attended my Via de Cristo weekend because I was searching for something. I was looking for another relationship, or a deeper relationship with God.
I actually did not want to attend a weekend. My girlfriend kept asking, and I finally went so that she'd stop asking. And when she came to pick me up, I was in the bathroom crying because I didn't want to leave my kids. And I felt like I had to go at that point, so I went, and it was one of the best things I ever did.
I attended my weekend simply for the fact that I really wanted some time to myself, and I also realized that I needed to take some time to reflect on my relationship with Christ.
I actually attended the following spring, and after my wife, and I saw a lot of changes in her after she attended her weekend, and they were positive changes. And I also saw people in my church that we had been working with for years, friends in our congregation, that had a real passion for the work they were doing within the church and in the community that they really didn't have before they went on their weekend. And I kind of went searching for that on my weekend.
I attended a men's weekend in September of 2005.
And I attended a women's weekend in October of 2005.
I attended the men's weekend in February of 2009, VDC 62.
Mine was the weekend directly after that.
Had so much fun. It was such a great time for me.
VDC 63.
We had to get Tina in there.
I attended the Via de Cristo, the men's Via de Cristo weekend, about 5 years into my ministry.
I attended Via de Cristo in March of 2008.
Brian attended his Via de Cristo weekend in March of 2007, and I attended my Via de Cristo weekend in March of 2008.
I have always gone to church and taken communion, but after my weekend, I feel like I started receiving communion. I felt like I knew, in a personal way, more of what communion was all about.
I think after my weekend, I came back realizing how much God loved me, right where I was at, with all my idiosyncrasies and such. He loved me just where I was at, and I could see from Tony that when he came back, he was a changed person, and made me want to change as well.
I think I also have to mention in there that when I initially went, I weighed 130 pounds. When I came back, I'm close to 200. So,
What I got out of Via de Cristo was it basically recharged and energized my commitment to Jesus Christ and my battery for Him.
Well, for most of my life, I've heard God's calling, and just knew. I mean, He was speaking to me, knowing that I should be doing something more. And I never responded to that calling. We attended when we were 36. So the first 36 years of my life, I was just ignoring what God would have me do. And
I think for Greg too, it was a matter of, no, I love you. He would do a lot of research on, the internet and the books, and it wasn't fulfilling.
Yeah.
When Doug came to us with this, I was very open and hoping that it would be the right
I wanted all the answers. I was looking for all the answers, and what the VDC weekend made me realize is that you're not going to have all the answers right at your fingertips. It's something that you've got to build your relationship with Jesus, and the answers will come. And it's just about putting your trust in Jesus and accepting God's grace.
I think the big thing was when Greg asked me, should I go? And I looked back at him and said, why is it a question?
I think before I attended my weekend, I was not quite the giggler that I am now, and going through my weekend actually taught me so much about it being okay to be emotional. So not just laughing, which I do nonstop now, but being able to cry, and that was a huge thing, just being given that freedom.
What I got out of my weekend, it was very similar to Chris. I got a better understanding of my relationship with Christ, what He did for me on the cross, and I just came to understand what grace was, and I experienced it on the weekend, and it was just remarkable.
It's hard to know where to start when you're asked what you got out of the weekend. I think it's fair to say that it was far more than I ever could have imagined. I mean, I knew it was going to be a good experience because I knew some of the people who were going, and I had no doubt it would be a good experience, but the depth of it, the ways it helped me grow, the things I learned, the things it taught me, the things it gave me to think about, absolutely exceeded my expectations. I never reflected on things like really the power, the concept of grace, for just to use one example, is such a powerful idea. And I think, like a lot of people, I'm at different places in my spiritual journey at different times. There are a lot of moments I have more questions than answers, and I absolutely feel like I have better questions even when I don't have the answers, and the answers are a little bit clearer than maybe they were before. It absolutely was one of the richest experiences of my life.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Without hesitation. It should not be a question.
I would most definitely recommend a VDC weekend to anyone. The main reason is that you actually see the hands and feet of Jesus all weekend long, and there's no better place to be.
Not only would I recommend it to a friend, I do every chance I get to every friend.
Yes, I would recommend it to anybody, and have recommended it to several friends. I've recommended to friends going to other churches, and they've started a VDC community there also. It's one of those things that if you give it the opportunity, it will change your life.
I think I'd not only recommend it to others, I really encourage them. This is something that you deserve to go to. It gives you a chance to just step away from the busyness of life and really see what God's role is in your life. He loves you dearly, and He really wants you to have the most of His life.
I do recommend that everybody attend a Via de Cristo weekend, if for nothing else, just to have people wait on you hand and foot for 72 hours. That's phenomenal.
Pay it forward.
We believe in that. Pay it forward.
After the experience of my weekend, it was so wonderful that I have served on teams to give the weekend to others 14 or 15 times, because each time I experience the weekend again, it refreshes and strengthens me for more ministry, for more Christ-like living in my family and my church and community. So I've had many opportunities to recommend it. In fact, I came back and wanted to give it away to others, so that in our church I began the custom of just saying, I will send you free. It's such a wonderful experience that you don't have to pay a cent. And if you enjoy it, though, as I imagine you will, when you come back, I just ask you prayerfully to consider giving it to somebody else, paying their way. Such a wonderful experience. And by the way, if you're a pastor listening to this, I want to encourage you to experience a weekend for yourself. Go like I did, with an open mind and heart, and just experience the weekend. I believe that you will find it such a rewarding experience that you'll want to recommend it to all your parish and give it away to others too. And I think you'll find that in your church, that what we found in Hebron Lutheran, that the people that go come back energized, they come back loving the Lord and experiencing God's love and wanting to give it away, sharing it with others by serving more, by getting in small groups to learn more about God, by assuming leadership roles so that the whole parish, the blessing is spread through Via de Cristo members to the whole parish. And we've had over 100 people adults go to the Via de Cristo or similar weekends like the Emmaus Walk, and over 30 of our youth have gone to Chrysalis, the youth version. And it's really influencing our church in a very positive direction. And so I would encourage you to experience a weekend for yourself and offer it to everyone you know once you've experienced it.